Welcome back, everyone, to the Academy of Soul Manifestation and lesson number 48. I'm very excited about this lesson because something seems to be happening that I wanted to share. Really, the embodying of what this lesson is all about. Of course, we're talking about the second of the three pillars of being a soul coach. We used surrender last week. We looked at the importance of surrender and letting go and realizing that on my own I can do nothing. That if I'm trying to make this all happen, to be a soul coach or anything else in life on my own, through my own power, then I can't expect much. However, if I can surrender and let go and go into that place of self-emptying, self with a small s, then all things can move through me and as me. But as I empty myself and I come to this place of trust, the question becomes, well, who do I trust? I can't just remain empty. I can't just stay in that place. On a small self, of course, I can, but there needs to be movement of my larger self into the expansion of trust. And so this lesson is going to be an example of that, I think you could say. The first question is, who do we trust? Are we trusting God? Are we trusting something else? I think it would be very easy to say that we're trusting God. We're trusting that divine flow to move through us. But I think that can sometimes be hard for people to grasp. Exactly what does that mean? So what I'm going to say is that what we're really trusting is our self with a capital S. Because in the end, or in the beginning as well, it's all about realizing that my higher self and what we sometimes call God or the divine is one. That there is only one extension, and it is that. It is my highest self expressing itself through and as divinity. And so when we ask, who am I to trust? It is that connection. It is that divine flow that moves through and as me. But I must first surrender because I'm surrendering the small self, the self that wants to be in control, the ego part of me that thinks it has the answer. And yet I begin to realize more and more through this process that the only true answer comes from my surrendering into my higher self. So I was preparing this lesson today and thinking about the important things regarding trust to share. And the lesson or the message that I kept getting over and over is, just trust me. Stop trying to plan this. Me trying to plan a lesson, I realized, was me not surrendering, was me not trusting. I was trying to trust myself with a small s, figuring I've done this so many times. I've talked about surrender, trust, and gratitude hundreds of times to hundreds of groups. So surely I know what to say. I know exactly where to lead the group in this discussion. But the message I kept getting was, just relax. Let me show you. Let me guide the way. And I realized that the me I'm referring to was my own higher self, that connection of the flow of divinity that is moving through me. And so what I did was I just opened up the art of spiritual peacemaking 3 different times and allowed the lesson to show itself, knowing that all I would have to do is read a little bit and then trust. Trust that the information that you need, that we all need, would flow through me perfectly. So that's what we're going to do here today. So let's begin with the first lesson that I opened to. And to be very honest with you, I am not even sure where this discussion will lead. I actually just skimmed the lesson for a few seconds, but I knew that it was mine to simply trust that there are no accidents. I know from experience that every time I ask for guidance and I open up the art of spiritual peacemaking, the perfect lesson is always there. It is always so exact and poignant for whatever is happening or for whatever a discussion is about. And so I don't really need to know where this is going to lead. I'm just going to do my best to be a living example or embodiment of that divine trust. So let me begin by reading the lesson, and then we'll go back and we'll discuss it together. So lesson, or day 52 rather, says, today I choose to see what is real and disregard the illusions the world would reveal. I call upon your name, beloved, for you alone are the reality I seek. Where else would I look but where you are. Within me and within everyone I look upon this day. They are here to teach me about myself and myself with a capital S. I choose to see only love, for it alone will give me what I really want. It is mine to claim if only I keep awake and fulfill the role I chose before I was born. Today I recommit myself to the role of being a spiritual peacemaker. I am here for this one simple task, and yet I realize that it is the only thing that can bring about the peaceful kingdom on earth. I am here to assist in the realization of grace in all things. Where else would I look for this but within myself? And where else would I see it but within every person God puts before me? This is a holy day, and I choose to use it wisely. Let's take a deep breath. And let's now see how this discussion on trust flows into this beautiful lesson. The first thing that comes to me is a very clear distinction about the difference between the self of the ego and the self of my soul, self with a capital S. It says, where else would I look but where you are, within me and within everyone I look at this day? They are here to teach me about myself and myself. So every situation, every person is here to teach me the difference. Every situation that I encounter, every person that I find myself in front of is offering me a divine lesson that I can then allow, as I embody, to be extended. That's the key, is I must first embody as I surrender and trust, and then I extend. So every single person will teach me either about myself with a small s, it will teach me about my weakness, my vulnerability, all those lower habits that seem so real to me now, or it will teach me about myself with a capital S. It will teach me about my soul. It will lead me toward my highest longing. But I need to trust that it's going to be one or the other, and it's my choice as to which one it will be. Well, I choose to have the next person who comes in front of me, whether it be the mailman coming to the door, or whether it be someone that I even drive past as I'm driving my car. Or maybe it will be someone who is going to come and sit in front of you in a coaching session. Will I expect them or allow them to teach me about myself with a capital S, to teach me about my soul? Because it is only in this way, once again, to embody and then extend. It is only as I embody that lesson that they teach me and that I then extend and share. So this is the beauty of soul coaching. I hope you see that it is not a one-way trip. It's not me just sitting down in front of someone in any way at all and thinking that I have something to give to them, because that would just be one way. It must begin by my willing to surrender and then trust that they are bringing me, that they are teaching me about my soul. And I take a deep breath, I bring this in, I embody that. To embody means first to recognize it, that I have a choice every moment. I can choose the self of the ego or the self of the soul. So I'm conscious of choosing the self of the soul in this moment. I embody that. And you can do that so many ways. It could be as simple as a breath. Try this maybe. As soon as someone sits next to you or you see someone, look at them and take a breath. Just like that. And as you do, imagine that the gift that they are giving to you is bringing you into your soul, bringing you into that expansive place. And then, as you breathe out, everything that you share, either energetically or through words, is coming from your soul. And so this is where trust leads us. And I think this lesson is so beautiful in that regard. They are here to teach me about myself or myself. It goes on to say, I choose to see only love, for it alone will give me what I really want. And what do I really want? It's this. It's what we're doing right now. It's this connection, this expansion. What else is love? Love is not something that we feel for one person and not for another. It is something that I experience in this inflow of divine grace, the embodiment of that and the extension of that. That is why when you do your work or perform your ministry as a soul coach, it will be the most enlivening thing you ever do. There is nothing that will come close to it because you are embodying these principles. And that is the only thing that we are here for. So once again, it alone will give me what I really want when I choose to see only love, to embody only love. If only I keep awake and fulfill the role I chose before I was born. What a beautiful lesson that leads us even more deeply into this experience of trust. Sometimes when people go into the experience of surrender, it's almost like becoming a little child. It's like you become an infant again. I know nothing. I recognize that there's nothing that I can do on my own. And so then I must trust, just as I do my parent when I was a child, just as I do every moment as a child. And we become spiritual children in that regard. And I trust every moment as if it were my parent, because it is. Every moment is giving you what you need, just as a parent would. And I trust it. And of course, it's giving me what I need in order to claim my soul, to express my soul, the true longing of my soul. Let's move on to lesson 65 now. This was the second lesson that I opened up to. So I'm going to read it once again, and then we'll go back and we'll just trust where it leads us. Here we go. Now that you have claimed the holy mind of the beloved, now that it is yours, what will you do? How will it change the way you look upon your brothers and sisters, and therefore yourself with a capital S? All these lessons are designed to allow you to see the truth that is all around you. The mind of the beloved is intended for you to perceive and understand in a most natural manner, though it has been nearly forgotten. As you remember this, your life takes on an ease that was not present before, and the flow of universal peace becomes your companion. Think with this mind today. Consciously choose to use it to reveal a new world. Then you will be ready to take the next step, which is to know. That is where I will lead you. Now, take a deep breath. The one sentence that jumps out at me the most is this. It says, all of these lessons are designed to allow you to see the truth that is all around you. And then the mind of the beloved is intended for you to perceive and understand in a most natural manner, though it has been nearly forgotten. So you are here to claim yourself and to realize that every time you embody and then extend, as we said before, then you are able to see more deeply the truth that is all around you. And as you see the truth that is all around you consistently, every moment, then you become a living example and expression of surrender, trust, and ultimately gratitude, the three pillars of soul coaching. So how do you do this as a soul coach in an organized way? We go back to this sentence. Now that you have claimed the holy mind of the beloved, now that it is yours, what will you do? How will it change the way you look upon your brothers and sisters and therefore yourself? As you embody and extend, how will that change the way that you look upon them? As every person sits in front of you, or walks past you, or drives past you, it doesn't even matter. I think this is one of the main things that we have come to get here in this program, is it doesn't matter whether you're in an organized setting or an unorganized one, that you are being organized by Spirit to do this consistently and constantly. So the question, what will you do? Maybe you could ask yourself that question. You will choose to see. You will choose to lay aside the small self and to trust the vision that is given to you by your soul. And that's why I asked that question at the very beginning. Who are you here to trust? Is it some idea of God, or is it the experience that you are having as your higher self opens? Every single one of you have come to this point, I know, where your higher self is the guide. Are you trusting that? I think that's really what we're here in this lesson to do, is to learn how to trust only that. And if you do, if you can learn how to trust as Divine Spirit is moving through you, then you will see only that. I'm actually having a great experience of trust in this moment, because here I am in Mexico. I am here getting ready to lead a retreat for our beloved members of the Academy of Soul Manifestation. And I'm here with a very noisy background, with dogs in the background, and someone is playing music very loud. We can hear the birds. And there's a part of me, of course, that wonders if that sound is going to interfere or get in people's way. But this is the moment I find myself in, and this is the moment that I trust. I find these things happening all around me. Should I resist them or embrace them? Trust is about embracing. Can you embrace this moment right now, however it is showing up? Right now, for me, it's showing up, as I share with you, in the expansion of all of these sounds and the energy within them. So I can draw upon this energy and the birds, the tide. All of these beautiful expressions of love and grace, and I can allow it to teach me even more deeply about surrender, trust, and gratitude. So as I do that, we're going to go to the final lesson that I opened up to. And it's funny because the final lesson I opened up to is the final lesson. It's day 365. And I'm going to skip to the second paragraph in this lesson. And let me go ahead and read that, then we'll go back. It says, "You are now a powerful peacemaker because you have aligned your life with the power of God, which only increases as it is shared." I'm going to go back and read that sentence again, but I'm going to change one part of it. Here it goes. "You are now a powerful spiritual peacemaker because, I didn't do it. You are now a powerful soul manifester. That's what I meant to say. Because you have aligned your life with the power of God, which only increases as it is shared. As you share your light increases all through the world. As you share your power, then the world and everything in it is empowered. What other reason but this leads to your decision to give everything to everything? You are here to be truly happy, and that will only happen as you make others happy. Now you see with the eyes that were given to you by God rather than the eyes fashioned by the world that were made not to see at all. Now that you can see clearly what is around you, you rejoice, for you see everything exactly as God sees it. Praise the Beloved for the small gift that changes everything, letting time itself return to where it came from. At last you are home, Beloved. At last you are able to see who you are, and to share that vision with everyone you meet. Let it increase then, by allowing it to increase in others. You are here to serve just as I serve. Then you will never lose this gift of sight, the gift that was given to you by God before time began. This is the moment you have been waiting for. Claim it with authority, the authority that has been given to you as a peacemaker. Take a deep breath. Let's begin with this sentence. You are here to be truly happy, and that will only happen as you make others happy. Once again, embody and then extend. We trust that every breath we take when we're in front of another, asking for that energy to be embodied in me, and then extending the oneness that I experience, the trust in them. You see, trust can extend outward as well as being drawn inward. No matter how someone is showing up in your life, it could be in a beautiful way or a very, very challenging way. As you breathe in this embodiment and breathe out trust, you trust that perfection is being played out in front of you. And as you do that, as you see them as perfect and whole, and trust that perfection and wholeness, don't you believe that the situation will transform to your holy vision? Isn't this what trust is all about? Do you trust the power that is within you now? Do you trust the vision that you can use to perceive everything? Once again, we breathe in and we embody. As we breathe out, we trust that we see perfectly and that that perfect sight heals the world. This is why you have come here. This is why you are here as a soul coach, to heal the whole world, moment by moment, second by second, holy vision by holy vision. I trust this and I allow it to fill me. It is my higher self that is filling me because it is stepping forward more and more in my life. And so whoever comes to me in whatever way, I breathe in this holy joining and I embody it. When someone sits in front of me, I embody this oneness. I ask to be shown what is whole, what is perfect. As I breathe out, I trust that that is being revealed now. Let me read this next sentence. Now you see with the eyes that were given to you by God. Isn't that what we've been talking about this entire year? To see as God sees, to be more and more consistent in that. Now that you do that, rather than seeing with the eyes fashioned by the world that were made not to see at all. The physical eyes, made to not see at all, not to see what is real, but to see what is separate. You have made another choice. You have trusted your higher self. Every breath can take you deeper into that. Now that you can clearly see what is around you, you rejoice, for you see everything exactly as God sees it. And will you choose to trust everything that you see exactly as God sees it? You have let go of everything. You have surrendered. And now you must trust. It is really so simple, isn't it? I'm sharing these concepts as if there was really something for us to do, but there isn't. It's really just about us letting go. Letting go is, of course, the essence of surrender, and trust is the in-breath. So if we think of surrender as an out-breath, letting go, now I breathe in, and I trust everything that is shown to me, everything that is in front of me, no matter how it shows up. I trust it just as God would trust it and see it. And then as I breathe out again, I express that. So once again, breathing in, I embody. Out, I express. So surrender, trust, and gratitude, the three pillars of soul coaching, can be summed up in that way, in those three breaths. I breathe out, I let go. I breathe in, I embody, which is trusting. And then I breathe out as I express gratitude for everything that I see and perceive. And this is what we will learn to do every day, more and more consistently, as we come into the habit of holy sight. And it is a habit. You have become habitual in unholy sight. And now we change. And I know that each one of you is becoming more and more consistent in that. It is the only thing that is left for us. We are coming closer and closer to the end of this program. But really the program is moment to moment. Will you surrender every moment? Will you trust what it shows you? And will you express gratitude no matter what seems to be revealed, knowing that your holy sight heals the world? You, as a soul coach, have the power to heal the world, moment by moment. And so we say, yes, we are grateful for this. And we are soon coming to a place of full extension. As in year 2, we understand more and more through practice what it means to extend this grace into the world. So I bless you all. I feel such gratitude to be here and to share this with you, and to be able to enter into this moment as we have, unprepared in an ego sense, but fully enlivened in the sense of the soul. Blessings to you all.